Hello everybody, welcome back to part 3 of What If Deku Was Garo. Yes, I figured out the title. And this will be right after the recording of part 2. I wanted to get this out of the way. I might as well just say that this ship is going to be Toga. Yeah, why not? It's going to be Toga. And you guys can still vote on what kind of what if you guys want me to do. Deku's not going to have the monster part because I figured it was going to be kind of stupid to have an ability that boosts you even though you're already strong enough with martial arts to beat people and kill them. So he's just going to have his fighting abilities. Anyways, Deku was sitting in the League of Villains base as they were talking about the attack on the training camp because they got information about it. Deku would sit with Toga twice, Dobby, and why not Mr. Compress. As they were just sitting there watching TV, Toga starting to get close to Deku as Deku would just look at her and she would just lay down or just lay her head on him and she would just fall asleep as he would just sigh and just watch TV. Some of the others noticing this started to give each other looks and just start teasing him a little bit as Deku would just give him a threatening look and they would just go back to watching TV. As time came for the training camp attack, Deku would ask if he can come. They would say sure, but wear a disguise. As Deku would say sure. You know what? I'm gonna give him the looks of it. So he has the looks of his stage 2, where both of his eyes are black and orange, and his hair is fully orange. As he would shake his hair, getting it roughed up, as his hair would turn orange, and his eyes would look like the picture. So his eyes are pure black and orange, and his hair is full on blood and orange colored. Toga being ecstatically happy to see the color of his hair and his eyes, she would try to stab him. He would break the blade of the knife, as he would, pull her in, saying, "Don't do that," as he would, spin her around and, letting her gently hit the couch and just fall over. As everyone got ready for the attack, Toga asked if she can have a few knives since Deku broke hers. Looking at Deku, Deku would sigh and give her a knife that he said was so strong that he couldn't even break it. And yes, Deku did steal this from a pro hero that could make weapons so strong that not even All Might could break them. So he gave her a couple of those after beating up the hero, telling him to make them, and then killing him afterwards. Just a little filler of where he got the knife. So after giving the knife to Toga, she was happy, and she would try to stab him as Deku would parry the blade out of her hands, holding it in his hone. As he would say, "You try to use this gift on me that I just gave you?" She would pout and say boo, as the others would just rush them to hurry and get ready. As the attack would happen, Koda gets attacked, Bakugo goes and saves him. As Muscular wasn't there. Muscular was killed by Deku because he didn't like Muscular, so he just killed him right at the League of Villains base. As this time it was Deku and Toga sitting up there talking to Koda. As Koda would ask, "Where's the man that killed my parents? I thought he'd be with you since you guys are a big group." As Deku would ask who it was, and he would say a guy that had a muscle quirk. As Deku would laugh, saying, "Oh, that guy, I took care of him a long time ago." Koda being scared to know that there's a guy even stronger than him out there. Toga walking up to the kid saying, "Give me your blood," as Bakugo would grab Koda and run past as Toga tried to stab but scratched the back of Bakugo. As Bakugo was on the ground, he looked up to see Deku standing right above him, as Deku would give him a little finger wave and just kick Bakugo in the face, sending him flying. As Toga would ask what was that for, as Deku would say, "Just a childhood friend." As Toga would say, "Oh, okay," as she would skip off into the forest, going to where Dabi was, so she can annoy and talk to Dabi. As she would run into Uraraka and Froppy and, do her cannon attack with them. As Deku and Bakugo were fighting, Bakugo noticed that Deku's hair and eyes have changed as they were fighting. No, this isn't his monster form, so sorry. Sorry to disappoint you. I know I'm a disappointment, but keep that on the DL. Anyways, as he would ask what happened to his eyes and hair, as Deku would say, "Oh, it's a little trick I learned to keep myself disguised as the hero hunter." Bakugo, hearing that name, would drop to his knees after a little distancing, would say, "So it can't be. You're the hero hunter," as Deku would burst out laughing, saying, "Yeah, I've been doing this for years. You should have known, Bakugo. I've been doing this for so long you couldn't even notice. Yeah, I got rid of your name Kachan because it doesn't even fit you anymore. We used to be friends, but you were bullying me too much. Now I dropped that altogether. You don't even deserve to be known as Kachan anymore. Katsuki." As Bakugo, hearing this, would shatter as Deku would kick him in the face, sending him towards the forest off the cliff. As Bakugo was falling down, saying, "You bastard, don't hurt the kid," as Deku would say, "Don't worry, I'm not into hurting kids, but make sure to catch him," as Koda would be confused, as Deku would shove Koda off the cliff, him falling down, as Bakugo would catch Koda, breaking one of Bakugo's arms, and Deku just jumping down, sliding down the side of the cliff, and running to meet up with Toga, as she got some blood, and everything in canon happened, them all meeting up together, and they didn't need anyone because they already had someone strong on their team. So the hero raid still happens, but since Deku's there, and he's a fighter, he decides to take on the heroes. As Deku was fighting off most of the heroes, All For One was impressed, but he still wanted to get his league out of there before they got themselves killed or captured. As Deku was being pulled in by that liquid, same for everyone else, they all appeared at All For One's base, as All For One told Kiryu to make a portal, getting everyone out of there to an abandoned warehouse. Yes, it's the same warehouse as the overhaul arc, so the fight would go as planned, but Deku, still trying to fight, would be teleported out of there, and they were in the warehouse as Deku was smashing his fist up against the wall, screaming, "Damn it, I couldn't even save him." As Toga would comfort him, giving him a little kiss on the cheek, telling him to calm down and hugging him. A few days pass, they know All For One is captured. Now it's the attack, now it's, where Overhaul meets the League of Villains. As Overhaul walks in to talk to Shigaraki, Overhaul noticed the hero hunter, or Deku, just sitting on a container next to the wall, and Toga sitting next to him. As Overhaul would ask Shigaraki, are those two like the famous little couple you have around here? As Shigaraki would scoff and say, whatever. What do you want? As Overhaul and Shigaraki would have their common talk, as in canon. This time, Deku walking up and asking him, why does he have a weird bird face? Is it like a mutation? As he would go to look at the mask even closer, Overhaul trying to swipe at Deku, making him explode. Deku catching it, or Deku dodging it, punching Overhaul square in the face, knocking his mask off, knocking him out. So he didn't get to call him. As then, when the bullet was about to be shot, Deku would parry it out of the way and looked right at the guy shooting the bullets. As the guy shooting the bullets would be in shock, dropping the gun after shooting all the bullets towards Deku, Deku parrying them all and catching one of them and throwing it back at the guy. But this time faster and harder, so it would go clean through his neck, killing him. As Overhaul's group would run in through the door after making it explode, trying to attack. So Magna doesn't die, Mr. Compress doesn't lose his arm, and most of Overhaul's group dies by Deku's hands. Overhaul waking up, noticing that most of his crew is dead by one kid. Shigaraki laughing and saying you shouldn't have attempted that with a guy stronger than All Might here on our team. Overhaul being scared, or more surprised than scared, would ask why he did this. Deku just laughing, saying, sorry. Deku saying you started it first when you brought a gang here. A guy that shot Quirker Racing bullets, and when he swung at me. As Overhaul would drop to his knees, putting his hands on the ground, saying, you just made me lose most of my gang. You will pay for that, trying to rush at Deku. Deku dodging him, and whenever Deku would dodge, he got behind Overhaul, and he would shove his fist through his chest, not touching his skin, because his hand went through his clothes. As he would rip his hand through his entire body of Overhaul, pulling it back out and saying, you lost as soon as you started attacking me. As Deku would grab Overhaul's phone, looking at the address of where the base is, as Deku would say, I'm going out for a walk. As the rest of the Yakuza clan slaughtered right through his way as he was walking. As Deku got to the base, Deku would go through the base, looking around, and found Eri. Eri would ask who he is and where's Overhaul, or she would say his name, which I forgot it. As Deku would say, don't worry, I took care of him. Her running up and hugging him as he would just pick her up, calming her down as she would just fall asleep. As Deku walked back to the base of League of Villains with her, everyone in the league was questioning why I found a little girl, as Deku would say this is the source of the quirk erasing bullets and the quirk enhancing drugs. Everyone being surprised, wanting to get a taste of her, and figure out why she could do it. Deku says if you get near her, I'll kill you. Everyone just backing off, but Toga. Oh, fuck. Deku saying, or Toga's motherly quote-unquote instincts kicked in, taking the child from Deku's hands, saying, you're not gonna hurt her, are you? Deku saying, no, of course not, also one that rescued her. As Toga would hold Eri like a little child, taking her to go hang out in a little corner. Deku walking over and hanging out with them. A few weeks passed, the raid on Yakuza's base would happen, but no one was there. And now it's the festival at the school. I know the Island happened right after the sports festival, I think, but I haven't watched it, so I don't know the events that go on. And even if I did listen to a bunch of what ifs that had it, I wouldn't really get the concept of it, so I need to watch the movie first. Anyways, as Deku, Toga, and Eri were pretty much like a happy family of an adoptive daughter and a quote girlfriend, they would want to go to this festival, but they would have to change their looks. So they would dye their hair, Deku not really needing to change his eye colors, but he changed his hair colors. Toga changing her hair color and putting contacts in. Eri not changing her hair color or her eye color so that she could look a little bit more, like their child. As they would just say that they're going out for a bit. Shigaraki just saying, I don't care, do whatever you want. As Twice would walk over to Shigaraki, annoying him. And Dobby just laughing at them. So as they get there, they notice that Gentle Touch, the villain, was about to attack. As Deku would walk over to Gentle, as Toga and Eri would walk into the festival, looking around and having fun. Deku would talk to Gentle and his sidekick, I forgot her name, and convincing him to join the league. Gentle saying no, as Deku would just laugh and say, alright, it was worth a shot. As Gentle would say, you're not going to attack or anything. Deku saying no, your quirk's powerful enough to keep me out and away from you, so even if I did attack you, you can just throw things at me, making it hard for me to attack. As Gentle would be shocked, question him, how do you know about my quirk? Deku just laughing and looking him dead in the eyes with a serious face, saying, I have my ways. Gentle got a little cold feeling down his back, as Deku would just start laughing, saying, don't worry about it, I'm not going to hurt you or anything. Here. He would toss Gentle a box, a wooden small box, as Gentle would ask what it is. Deku would say, it's some tea. I know you like that stuff, so why don't you have some? It's some of my own special blend. Gentle, wondering what it could mean, as Deku would say, it gives you a season of relaxation, and it also acts as like a enhancement to you. So, your immune system and everything will be boosted up. Also, you'll be getting some strength back, and it's also a good relaxant to help you sleep. And it has a taste of apple and cinnamon, as well as some other sweet tastes to it. But it also has a sourish taste to it to make it taste like kind of like lemonade. If you can imagine lemonade, like a sour yet sweet taste to it. Pretty much, he gives him a detailed explanation of what the tea would do to him and how it would taste. Gentle being excited, giving a bow of his hat, saying thank you, kind sir, as he would just leave. Deku thinking in his head, UA owes me one, a big one in fact. As Deku would walk into the festival, walking around with Toga and Eri. I'm just gonna go ahead and end off the series, not here actually, so might as well just do it for you. Skip. Eri is about now 11. Toga and Deku are married and they have a kid. So Eri's a older sister, as Eri Toga, Deku, and their new kid would always hang out, becoming the #1 villains. Well, their group is the #1 villains. Shigaraki obviously being the #1 villain with the quirk All for One. Spoiler, sorry, had to do it. And his group being underneath him, but Deku's obviously stronger than Shigaraki, but Deku likes annoying Shigaraki and standing in some of his plans just to have a little kick out of it and have fun, so he doesn't really care. Yeah, I'm just gonna end it off here because pretty much the end of the story is Deku has a kid and a wife named Toga, and the kid, don't know the kid's name, don't really care to, and Aries their child, adopted child pretty much, and they become a big group of villains, #1 villain group, with the top 10 villains in it. Pretty much everyone fears them and they can't stop them now. So, that's where I'm going to leave it. If you guys liked it, leave a like, comment, tell me what other kind of what if you want. And, I know this isn't as gory or violent as my What If Deku was a Villain series, but I'd rather save the gore for another one that I'm thinking of, which I might as well say the hit title of it, What if Deku was... You know what? I won't give a spoiler, sorry. But yeah, I'll see you guys in a new series I'm going to be doing. It'll probably come out later tomorrow. So I hope you guys will enjoy it. It's something I wanted to do for a while. I've had it in my head for months. Yes, I've had it in my head for fucking months. So I hope you guys enjoy this. But it may be a good series. I don't know. You guys are going to have to destroy it. Anyways, see you guys in the next series. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Comment if you guys want another What If series. But hope you guys enjoy. Bye.